Most of them folk don't even pay nothing but chiplets and pennies compared to other people in the world, man. And that shit ain't fair, man. If you able to get up in the morning and walk and talk and able to function in life, then you should be able to have to go get a job and take care of your own responsibilities, even if that's just you as an individual. A lot of people don't sit back and they think that if you have more children and more children, then it ease the burden in your life. And that's what a lot of these females don't started doing. They started having more kids because it meant more income tax time. They started having more kids because it meant more food stamps and more crab legs. But that ain't what it was meant for, excuse me. That is not what assistance was made for. When them folk came up with government assistance programs, it was to help the people that really needed it, like, people that had disabilities and wasn't able to work 40, 50-hour job for 40, 50 hours a week in a plant or something like that. It wasn't meant for no motherfucking nothing-ass female to just lay on her back all day and make babies and sit there and just live off the government. I tell people every day, man, I don't care what color you is, and people be like, why you talk about the project so much? You from the project. Man, I'm not from the projects. I was raised in the projects. I ain't been back to the project since I was a motherfucking child because I know I deserve better. I deserve better than living in the motherfucking projects. I deserve better than living in a motherfucking neighborhood where everybody shoot them up bang bang just because somebody let me live there for $2, $3 a month, man. A lot of motherfuckers don't understand that if you ain't trying to better yourself in life, you just another piece of shit that's walking around out here in life, man. A lot of people just sit back and use every excuse they can in life to justify why they feel like they not winning in life. The reason that a lot of motherfuckers ain't winning in life is because guess what? They not putting in the effort or putting in the work to be successful in life. I'm never going to sit back in life and try to blame every and anything that goes wrong in my life on that mystery man. When I know every motherfucking morning, every night before I go to bed, I wash my face and brush my teeth and look in the mirror and I look at the only motherfucking man that can make the decision to make my life better or worse. I ain't gonna never ever in his lifetime give another individual the power to control my life. I'm never gonna give another individual the power to control my emotions or any of them type of things, man. I never understand why so many individuals turn to violence in relationships. Because if I gotta beat you to keep you, man, I don't want to be around you. And if you gotta beat me to tame me, man, bitch, I'm gonna get away from you before you hurt me, man. And that's what's so crazy, man. I watched so many people as I was growing up. I watched so many violent relationships with men and women. And it was insane. You know what I mean? You see a person that be fucking and fighting, as they say. Them folks fight all the time, physical, black eyes, and all that type of shit. And then they be back together the next motherfucking day, man. I ain't with that type of energy in my life. And I advise now individuals to go for that bullshit in their life. And I do so many stories that it surprised me that people in the world still falling for what you call the bullshit, man. Just because a motherfucker look good and talk sweet don't mean that motherfucker ain't got no evil side to them, man. A lot of people don't even do background checks before they jump into bed with individuals and fuck around and make a baby with a motherfucking monster that they didn't even know that existed, man. I did a story like 2 days ago that it was so sad, but it's common. A woman in the world looking for love, all on the internet, doing what them young gals do, found the motherfucker that she thought that was going to love her forever. And come to find out that motherfucker had already killed his girlfriend and done 15 years in a whole nother state. And one day him and that motherfucker got to arguing. And Pop came out the weasel, which was that motherfucker, that demon, that she didn't even get a chance to figure out about, man. The internet make it so easy for a person to take a person's name and Google a person without having to go through all this old shit of hiring a private investigator. Motherfuckers can't say they didn't know that the motherfucker laying in the house with him was on the sex offender registry where you ain't got to do but type that motherfucker name in, man. And if a motherfucker you fucking with don't show you their driving license, ID, I take you around, they family members so you really get to know them folks trying to hide something, man. They trying to hide something from you or from your family. Because there's a lot of sick-ass motherfuckers in this world that's on that sex offender registry, man. A lot of motherfuckers, and most of them on that motherfucker for fucking with gas underage and getting caught at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning in them motherfucking fucked up areas with, dope men, rappers. That's just like the entertainer, the singer, Dave, he called himself David. Man, dude is finna go to prison, man. You know what I mean? And for multiple reasons, because he got caught. He was 18 and he was dealing with a runaway, and she was a known runaway. Her name was Celeste. And this motherfucker did what them sick motherfuckers did. He seen a pretty little young gal walking up and down the street with no ties, and I don't know if she told that man that she was 18, but it shouldn't take long to figure out you dealing with a child when you start having a conversation with him, man. I don't give a fuck how old a motherfucker say they is. When you start having a conversation with that person can't have a general conversation that adults have, you figure out that motherfucker is a child. You figure out that motherfucker got the mind of an adolescent, and you stay the fuck away from them folks, man. There's so many sick-ass motherfucking men and females out here, man, because the females ain't no different than the men, because a lot of these females, these older females, go through these midlife crises and they want to go out there and recruit every little young gal and start sucking pussy. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you this, man. If you fucking 40 years old with 5